Hey guys, what's going on? It's Emily from Living Plantfully, and it is the fall time obviously, so I wanted to start sharing with you guys some really special fall recipes that you can make for Thanksgiving or just all throughout the fall. They have all those delicious like fall flavors in them, so I'm gonna start off the whole fall recipe thing. Obviously I did the pumpkin spice syrup, which you saw a couple weeks ago, but we're gonna get into some actual dishes. So I wanted to start off by sharing with you guys a butternut squash stuffed shells with a delicious like sage cream sauce on top. So let's get on to the recipe. So the first thing that we're gonna need to do is prep our butternut squash. So this is a butternut squash for those of you guys that do not know. It's this thing right here. I'm gonna try to show you guys the easiest way to cut through it because it does have like a very tough like skin. So you do have to be very careful. Make sure that you have a super sharp knife whenever you are trying to cut like a pumpkin or squash or anything like that. So I have my oven already preheated because we're gonna be roasting the butternut squash to make the shell filling. So the easiest way to cut this squash is to actually go ahead and cut off like this sort of like longer section and then do this rounder section a little bit later. So you want to go ahead and cut off that top part. Again, a sharp knife is definitely going to help. I like to sort of score the skin first because that's like the really tough part. So just going all the way around it with my really sharp knife. Okay, so see, I made a knife mark all along it. And then you kind of want to just wiggle back and forth your knife along that cut line that we already made. And there you go. So we have the two separate parts of the squash. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this part in half. All right, so this part obviously has the seeds, so we're gonna leave that part alone for now. Cut off that part, and then if you have a really good potato peeler, you just wanna go ahead and peel off the skin, just like this. So once the butternut squash has been peeled, we just want to go ahead and cut it into little cubes. So I have my butternut squash nice and diced up right here. I only needed to use the top portion of it. If your butternut squash is a little bit smaller, you might need to go ahead and cut into this side with the seeds. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss a little bit of olive oil on that, as well as some salt and pepper, and put it onto a parchment paper lined baking sheet and put that in the oven for around 15 to 25 minutes. You just kind of want to check it until they are nice and fork tender. So I have my butternut squash in the oven roasting up, and now I'm going to go ahead and work on the delicious creamy sauce that's going to go perfect with our stuffed shells. In a saucepan, go ahead and add in some vegan butter, and then to that you're going to add in some minced garlic, add in some fresh or dried sage, and also some fresh or dried rosemary. You're gonna let those amazing herbs just saute up in the butter. It's gonna make your house smell incredible, by the way. So for my cream sauce, I'm gonna be using this soy cream that I find here on the economy here in Italy, and it is basically a vegan heavy cream. So if you don't have something like this, you can also use a cashew cream maybe, or something similar to that. This is just gonna make it like extra creamy, extra decadent. Add in our heavy cream and whisk together to combine. Season that with some salt and pepper. And to give it that cheesy, delicious flavor, I'm gonna go ahead and add in some nutritional yeast to that as well. Bring this to a simmer until it kind of thickens a little bit. You don't want it to like boil or anything like that. You just want it to slightly thicken, and then it is ready to go. I have my water back here boiling so that I can go ahead and add in my shells whenever I am ready to cook those. I took my butternut squash out of the oven and I made sure that it was fork tender, obviously, and I let it cool almost completely. It's still warm to the touch, but it's not like super hot. So now all we're gonna do is go ahead and transfer our roasted butternut squash into a bowl, and using the back of a fork or a potato masher, just mash up the butternut squash until it's kind of like, you know, mashed potatoes consistency. And then we're gonna add to that some maple syrup and some fresh ground nutmeg. I just got my shells out of the boiling water. They're nice and al dente, they're perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and assemble. So we have all of our components. We have our cream sauce, our butternut squash filling, and our shells. So right here, I just have one of these like little casserole dishes. We're gonna start off by spreading a thin layer of our cream sauce on the bottom of the casserole dish, just so that nothing sticks to it. Then one by one, we're gonna stuff our jumbo shells with the butternut squash filling and lay them on top of the cream sauce in the casserole dish in a single layer. So I just got done filling up my little shells and I went ahead and topped them with some more of the delicious cream, because trust me, you're gonna want a lot of that stuff, okay? Because it is freaking amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and top these little babies with a little bit of nutritional yeast before I pop them back into the oven. Extra cheesiness, extra goodness. So I'm just making a little bit of this because it's just for me and my husband, but obviously when you take this to a party, you definitely are gonna wanna like double or quadruple this recipe that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys, because again, this is just for like, I want to say maybe like 4 people can eat from here. Go ahead and pop this back into my oven for just a few minutes, and then I'm gonna pop it on broil after like 5 minutes so that the top can get all nice and golden and bubbly and super delicious. There you have my butternut squash filled shells with a delicious sage cream sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and taste this because I mean, this stuff, it smells so good in here. I love the combination of like sage and rosemary and butternut squash. It's just perfect together. Oh my goodness, so good. Oh my God. Wow. That is so good. And I also have some more of the cream sauce back there, so you can totally add some more of the cream sauce on top if you wanted to. I mean, this is so good. The combination of the maple inside of the butternut squash and then like the savory sauce just goes so well together. This is the perfect dish to like take to Thanksgiving or to just have in the fall time. The flavors are just so warm and comforting. I really hope that you guys liked this recipe. If you did, go ahead and give this video a huge thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe and click the little notification bell that is right next to it. I post every single Wednesday, and from now on till Thanksgiving, I'm gonna be posting pretty much nothing but Thanksgiving food. So you're definitely gonna wanna go ahead and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week as always. Bye.